So it really kind of gets into, well, what type of avenue do they, what are these strategies they have or philosophies they could use going into this free agency to figure out what they're going to do with the team going forward? Obviously, again, it's going to depend on the GM, but let's just assume, let's take that out of it and just talk about all the options here. And I think option number one, perhaps, is the least favorite option, is just go vet heavy. Just bring in a bunch of vets. Do the Nashville Predators, if you will. And that seems not fun. Assuming we have a bunch of money to play with, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like I saw in your prompt for the question segment, which we'll get to in a little bit, I like it because it's essentially saying, are we buying established stars, middle lineup guys, or fringe players? Are we looking for potential or established ability? And my answer, it's going to be kind of a boring answer, but it's something we will talk through, I think. It really depends on what you want to do yourselves, because look at the Islanders as currently constructed. You mentioned Palmieri as a UFA. What do they decide to do with like Tony DeAngelo, who's also UFA? You have RFAs and Noah Dobson, Alex Romanov, Simon Holmstrom, Maxim Siplikov, Mark Gatcomb. Are they going to trade a JG Pajot or Anders Lee? Are they going to buy out a Scott Mayfield, Pierre Engvall, Anthony Duclair, who we completely forgot about, right? Who didn't play the last 8 games for the Islanders last year, or however many it was down the stretch. Like there's so many factors going into this. So I don't know if we could I'm not ready to answer, are we buying or are we just going for fringe players? Because we have no idea how much money they're going to be working with. Are they going to try to make massive changes and buy some guys out? Or is this going to be, let's get some of the youth in here with the first overall pick with Cal Ritchie, see where we're at and reevaluate in 2026? Or again, just drop the bomb and be like, all right, we're making wholesale changes now. Like what approach is it going to be here?
Yeah, that you're right. That's the worry, is the unknown, obviously. Because you don't know, are they going to go full blast nuclear, just buy out Anthony Duclair? That's $2.3 million worth of savings for the next 4 years, by the way, which is a lot. It's 2/3 of his contract gone. We're left with a $1.16 million cap hit. We have $28 million to work with, as far as my rudimentary calculations are, going into next season. Of course, as you mentioned, we have all of those RFAs, the Dobsons, the Siplikovs, the Romanov, those are the Holmstrom. Those are all going to be big deals. And then what about Gatcomb, league minimum, but still that adds up to it. What about Perunovich? What about Boquist? Both RFAs as well. There's just so many things floating around there. My hope is that they don't just go, we're signing Dobson, we're signing Romanov. Obviously, we're going to keep Siplikov, we're going to keep Holmstrom, and then we're going to ship all these guys out like a Peugeot, like Peugeot. That's $5 million on the books. We buy out Duclair, and then we go hog wild and buy really older players. We buy, I don't know, let's just assume Dmitry Orlov is free. I don't know why picking him there. It's just, I'm looking at someone like that, or I guess we would just keep Kyle Palmieri, but Pius Shooter, something like that. Jonathan Drouin, not aging, but 30 years old. We bring these fringe players in, and you're going, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's not the route that I would go. There's really only 2 names that I'm really interested in. But both are on the higher end, one significantly higher than the other. But it's Mitch Marner and Nikolai Ehlers are the 2 free agents who would get Ehlers probably around $8 million, maybe a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Marner, I don't know at this point, but double digits for sure. It could be 10, could be 12, could be 13. I don't know.
I mean, he's already making 10.9, so
it'll probably be more than that, honestly.
Yeah, which is wild.
It is wild, but again, those are the 2 names where if you're going to push your chips and be like, all right, we want to land someone here in free agency to get this thing going in a different direction. Mm-hmm. Those 2 names, sure. I'm not really interested in Brock Besser, and there's Sam Bennett. I don't know.
And that's the thing. When I go like wins at San Ben, a great playoff player, obviously, doing the goddamn thing right now with Florida. What is the score as we speak? 3-0 going into intermission. Toronto hitting it up with 5 shots to the Florida Panthers 17 second period. Youch. But I think that the indication here, if they go down that road of bringing in or doing the Nashville, if you will, if that's the phrase I'm going to use, it strikes me as a team, or as a management group saying this team got up to 82 points. If we do this, add these veteran players, they will now be a playoff team. Fixed. Here we go. They're going for a quick win rather than rebuilding this franchise for sustained success. And that would spell trouble for me. I don't want to see going for a quick win. I get it. You want to get to the playoffs. Everyone does, of course. But at what cost? By trying to get there as soon as humanly possible, what are you leveraging going forward? Which I guess maybe they're going to think, oh, we're playing with house money. We got Cal Ritchie in a first overall. We're good for the future. And you're like, I guess, but you got a lot of aging players that you're just going to be like, okay, in 5 years, go Cal Ritchie and first overall. Thanks. And I guess Cole Eiserman at that point. I mean, that you need more than just those 3 guys.
No, exactly. So you have to, I feel like, be measured with your approach. Don't go full Nashville. Like, there's some guys, I'm going to look just mid-30s guys like John Tavares, Matt Duchene, Brad Marchand, Brock Nelson, Patrick Kane, Claude Giroux, Jamie Benn, Michael Granlund. Like, those are not names that the Islanders should be looking at. Again, to me, Marner, because he's a star, and Ehlers, because I think he'd be a really good fit with Matthew Barzal, which, I mean, if you're looking to find a running mate with Matthew Barzal, that's something that I think is worthwhile. And he's still, would be 29. It's not like he's, 32.
Yeah.
I'm good with that, but pretty much anything else is, I don't think it's going to be worth the squeeze.
No, I'm down for Besser. I would like to see Besser and Barzal play together. I think that they would complement each other very well. How does that work with Bo Horvat? I don't know. It's another 25 goal scorer on that line. I'd be down. And I think the cost might not be as exorbitant. It's just, do we want to get into another 8-year deal? Because that's what it's going to be, minimum 8-year deal.
Well, 7 on
7, right.
Free agency. Yeah. His projected Daily Faceoff has projected contracts for each of their top 50. Okay. His is 6 for 8.5. Brock Besser.
I would do that. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait, 8.5. Sorry, I was thinking of $6 million.
No, 6 years, $8.5 million. Ehlers is 6 years at 8.1. I would rather Ehlers at that point.
At that price point, I'd rather Ehlers than Besser too. I would take Besser no more than $8 million. Maybe at 8, I'd be like, all right, you got to pay for the free agency thing. But that's the guy that I would go, okay, fine. I would take it. But it would have to be one player, right? If you're going to go and spend in free agency and be like, we're trying to bring in more talent, which is what we all want.
Sure.
You bring in one. Mm-hmm. You don't do we're bringing in 3 or 4. Although I don't see how they could do it. You still have so many players. Like, we have 13 forwards right now signed to contracts for this current season. And of course, not most, but a lot of those are going to come off. But like guys like, who am I looking at? Matt Martin is not coming back. Hudson Fasching is not coming back. So you've got room on the third line here to fill out those roles, or at least buying up to push guys down. Right.
Right.
So you're not going to have too many roles. So one player, spend the cash on one guy.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.